Well, good Wednesday morning, everyone. It's good to be seen, even though, again, I can't see all of you. Seeing more and more of you this past Sunday. Again, we are seeing a little bit further trickling back here as more and more people are getting their second vaccine and feeling more comfortable coming back together. Again, all of our safety protocols are still in place. Last night we had the first of our regular monthly vestry meetings. The first one for this 2021 year. The end of January, we had our annual meeting, and then about a week later, we had our vestry retreat. So this was our first regular vestry meeting, and it was great getting together with everybody. And as typically happens, each vestry member has an area of responsibility, and they report to the vestry on how things are going in the various ministries in their responsibility. As I always do, I also share a rector's report, trying not to duplicate what everybody else is sharing in their reports on my perspective on how things have been this past year. And I thought I would just read a little bit of my report that I shared with them last night. Having said this, this is free for the reading. So anytime you want to read any of our commission reports, the vestry members' reports for the months, please feel free to take a look at that. I don't think right now they are on our website, but we have talked about doing that. So we can easily get those into your hands if you'd like to see a little bit behind the scenes what's happening, because it's very important that you know what's going on, and that that's nothing secret and hidden behind the curtain. It's all open for your to see as well. That being said, you can always visit and attend in the corner and watch in on the vestry meetings when we have those. Those are not closed meetings. There are once or twice, maybe in a rare occurrence, that there's some more sensitive issue we may need to discuss, and we will go into executive session, but that almost never happens. And so free to come and sit in on our meeting. Anyway, here's a little bit of my report that I shared last night. And here's what I said. In one of my meetings with Christine, I commented on how 2020 was in many ways a year spent in suspended animation. We were trying, and thanks to our amazing parishioners, succeeding in keeping our community connected. Those would be the words I would put on last year: staying connected. As I have been meeting with our senior warden recently, we both have felt some real excitement about what is ahead for us this year. The excitement is not due to the presence of a vaccine. However, because more people are returning to the services, we are able to spend more energy looking forward. This year will be a time of further envisioning and structuring our future. Last year, we focused on Jesus' way of love, being our way as his followers. This year, we will further flesh out what that looks like. Christine and I have had some exciting meetings with our new vestry members. It was a time looking ahead to what outreach, stewardship, and spiritual formation might look like. By the way, that is the new title, Spiritual Formation, not Christian Formation, and that's a whole story. We can explain that if you want to ask me someday. The senior warden and I pulled together key parish communication people to form a communication team. We discussed ways we can tighten up our communication and ways we can trim down and eliminate any duplication of work. In the months ahead, we will eventually get around to implementing some of our former fundraisers. Do you remember we actually used to have those things? Well, this will be an exciting time as we refocus the purpose of our fundraisers. Instead of using them to kind of prop up our parish operating funds, we will be using them in a focused way to reach out and support community organizations in Venice and the surrounding area, being Jesus' hands and his pocketbook, if you will, of love. We will be providing new ways to grow and walk with Christ, new growth opportunities that will hopefully reach a broader segment of our church family. Through our technology team, we may use some of these educational opportunities to reach out to the surrounding communities. God spoke to the prophet Isaiah and said this, "Behold, I am about to do something new. Even now it is coming. Do you not see it? Indeed, I will make a way in the wilderness and streams in the desert." May we be open to hearing and following the Spirit of God as God pours out new vintages of wine into our communal life and through us into our surrounding communities. So it is an exciting year, I believe, that we have ahead. Thankfully, we're going to be able to move forward from this kind of suspended animation we had been in last year into really kind of walking into our future as a parish. Again, I always have good ears, so anytime you want to bend my ear and share some thoughts or ask me questions, I may not have, no, correction, I know I will not have all the answers, but we can get into dialogue and discussion. Remember, again, next year or next month, no, next week. The older I get, the more this happens. Next week is daylight savings time, and so we bump our clocks forward 1 hour. So do not forget, when you go to bed this coming Saturday, before you go to bed, set your clock forward so that your alarm wakes you up appropriately. May God's blessings be with you the rest of this week.